Jamie here from the Center for Aligned Living, and today I just wanted to come to you and briefly talk to you about your point of power, what that is, and how you can quickly get there. Your point of power isn't a place. It's actually this current moment, this exact moment right now. That is your point of power. That is the only place that you can make a difference in the future and make choices to make decisions. You cannot project into the future or make a decision then. You can plan things, but you cannot make a decision. I mean, who knows what's going to happen between now and whenever that time is. And if you base your life too much in the future, that can cause you anxiety and discomfort. And the same with the past. The past is done. The past is behind you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about what's already transpired, okay? The only thing that you can do, living in the past also leads to depression and, discomfort in that angle. So you want to bring them together, and now is the time. That is your point of power. And the easiest, fastest way that I have come up with for myself to come into the now, because we're so easily distracted now with so many even kids today, they have so much going on. They're overbooked, they're overscheduled, they're overstimulated, and we are as adults as well. We're doing it to ourselves. So maybe with living in this now and at your point of power, you can start to relax and maybe realign your priorities. But that's for another day. Today we're going to talk about how you can quickly and easily get into your point of power and come into the now, into the present moment, so that you can be much more effective. And you'll find that if you're not distracted and being pulled in a million different directions, and your mind's over here and your mind's over there, and you're racing around, and if you just bring it in to this exact moment, focus on what you're doing at this exact moment, then you will be happier, you will be more effective, you'll be able to get much more done, and I think you'll probably find that you have more energy, less depression, less anxiety. The more that you can come into this center, into this now, it's going to improve your life drastically. So, what's the fastest way that I've found is to simply call my spirit back. I visualize it. I'm like, okay, so I've got energy over here with my client that I talk to, or that I'm going to talk to later. So I just think about pulling myself back, and then I stop thinking about that right now. I have a different task to do. I'm making this video, so there's no reason for me to talk about my client that I have to call in a little bit. I'll think about them a few minutes prior to, meditate on them, and I'll do that later. So that's the plan. Right now, I need to focus on my message to you, and so that we can learn something together and hopefully grow and evolve and live happier, peaceful lives. That's all we're trying to do here. So then other things, some of my energy is probably in my relationship. So, I'll pull it back in. Some of it might be with my kids at school. They're at school. They're safe. They're good. I don't need to do anything. They're doing their thing. They need to do their thing. So pull my energy back from that, and I just gather myself up together. If you think about, I keep thinking about this, a puddle, right? So if your energy is scattered all over the place, you're kind of just like a puddle. But if you call yourself back in, and you pull all your energy and all your life force back into yourself, you can see how the power would change from a puddle, all dissipated, all out, can't do a whole lot on a puddle, but you bring it together and you can be a tornado. Now, I know tornadoes can be destructive, and they've been called the finger of God, but it's energy. So your spirit, your life force energy, if you call yourself back into this current present moment right now, your point of power, you will have that force behind you. If you're all over the place, it's disempowering. You don't have, you're not all together. You're scattered, and it's just you'll to be much more effective if you can pull yourself into the now. You can even start with a few cleansing breaths, just some deep breathing. Just doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just big. Make it big, different than what you have been doing. And that will signify, if you do that every time before you start pulling your spirit back in, it'll signify to your body that it's time to, pull it together, basically. So we're going to pull ourselves together. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that is challenging, and that we have a hard time letting go, and we want to pull it in with us. But if you could just say, okay, well, right at this exact moment, I need to do ABC, and I cannot do anything about this right now, okay? So the only thing thinking about this and dwelling on this is going to do for me is disrupt my task at hand. You can just let it go. Just send it out, knowing you're going to pay attention to it later. It's going to get the attention it deserves if it needs it at the right time. Right now is not the time for that, perhaps, okay? So you just... that makes sense, right? Or if you need to cut cords, visualize it. If people, I'm excited now. If you feel like it's pulling you, if you feel like there is a cord there, cut it. Just visualize cutting it and letting it go. You trust me. You will be happy that you did this. You will be much more effective, and you'll have more peace in your life if you can just pull yourself together, not be living in the past, not be too far out in the future. Yes, make plans. Yes, learn from the past. But we don't want to live there. We really can't live there and be effective because it's not happening, right? Tomorrow's not guaranteed to anybody, and we've all made mistakes in the past, and we're just trying to move on and move forward and be peaceful, healthy, aligned human beings, right? Here on Earth School. So it's not always easy. I know that I struggle with it. I would like to be one of those people, and maybe I will be someday with practice, that just, jumps out of bed and is like, yeah, I'm so excited about everything that's going on right now. But, I'm just not there sometimes, right? Things pile up and you get overwhelmed. And the first thing to do when you're feeling any of those things, discomfort, is just to go within, pull yourself together, call your spirit back, and just get a hold of yourself, just pull it in so that you can deal with all that is in front of you. Okay, so I hope that you found this helpful. And I always enjoy making these videos. It's very, it's very scary sometimes to do it because I don't really know what I'm going to say. I'll just have like a thought, and then I want to talk to you about it because I think these things are important. And if I'm going through it, I know that someone else is as well. And so that's what we're doing here. And if you have any questions or you want to chat in detail, just feel free, send me a message or something, or however you get in touch with people on YouTube. I don't even know yet. Anyway, let's just take care of each other, right? Take care of ourselves first, and that's how we can take care of each other. We have to, you are your own healer, and sometimes, yes, absolutely, we need guidance, and there are resources out there, and many, many people, myself included, who are willing to be of service to help you guide, but you are the creator. The power is in your hands, and let's just all try to be healthy, because that's how we're going to change the world, is we're going to stop living externally and like chickens with our heads cut off all over the place. We're going to rein it in, and we are going to be loving individuals. We won't always succeed, but we can. There's no reason why that should not be what we are striving for every day, every moment. And you've heard it 1,000 times, and you're going to hear me say it 1,000 times. You get what you give. So if I am giving scattered attention, let's just bring it back into the topic for today, then that's what you're going to get in return. And sometimes maybe you need some dedicated, focus here so we can get through this. So that's all I'm saying is just we all struggle and we are all in this together, and we're going to change the world by changing ourselves. You get what you give, and if you could just give even your presence to yourself or to the task at hand or the conversation at hand, whatever it is that you're doing in your point of power, which is now, that's a good step. That's a good first step into getting our arms around what's going on here, because the art of learning how to deal with yourself, it was lost. And I truly don't even know. Things change so rapidly. I don't even know if there ever was an actual teaching or an art of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just thought about the Bible, so there's that. If we just came off of Easter weekend, and I was raised Catholic, and I appreciate some aspects of the Catholic Church. I think I've said this before too. The ritual, the sanctuary that the churches provide, the cathedrals, they're all very beautiful, and they're sacred spaces, in my opinion, because I've had positive experiences there. And I'm not really a religious person anymore. I'm just more so, I guess you would just call me spiritual. But I will say that if I did have a religion, it would be love. And no one ever did it better than Jesus. That may turn you off. I hope that it doesn't. I hope that everyone can just not be hurt and just for a moment go, yeah, you got a point there, and then if you do have hurts surrounding that, just give yourself some grace and maybe look at it. And maybe you could start healing that area of your life. I'm not saying that you have to, become a devout Christian or anything like that. That's just not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he was a great teacher, and he lived, by example. That's like more of what aligned what I would want my life to be, is just loving and compassionate. And if you get what you give, if I give love and I am in service, and I can't help it that, not that I do it to get it in return, but that's a better option than like all this resistance and all this hate, because I know for me, if you come at me with anger, I'm going to be like, I'm going to take off running the other direction, because I don't deal well with angry people for some reason. Something I can look at. So I try to be compassionate and loving when I'm presented with such things, but it's not easy. It's really not easy. But yes, that was a lot of information. Thanks for sticking with me. Nobody loved better than Jesus, and he's a good role model. Doesn't mean you have to go to church every Sunday or anything like that, but wow, what a life, right? So point of power is now. We talked about how to draw yourself into the now, and give it a try. Can be done anywhere, no matter where you are. You can do that simple thing. Deep breath. Signifies to the body. Okay, it's time to relax. I'm going to call myself back. I'm going to call my spirit back into the now, your point of power. You'll be much more effective and much happier. So give it a try. Put it into practice. Remind yourself that this is the best way is just to be together, right? Don't dwell on the future or the past. Just live in the now. Let me know how it goes. And if anybody else out there has any tools or tricks on how to, come into the now quickly, feel free to share them. This is a sharing space. So thank you so much. I've talked enough today, and I hope that you have a blessed day, and I will see you again soon.